And Christmas is all about the ultimate blessing in disguise. The God of the universe, the light of the world, entering our world as a tiny baby in a smelly stable. Amazing. And that scene in Bethlehem could remind us tonight that there can be purpose and blessing in all the patchwork of challenging circumstances that we could be facing even as we go into a Christmas season. Wasn't it amazing? Even this tree was painted by a young man in our church, and I remember the first time we kind of had this idea that it actually pulled off, to see that illuminated by Christ, even all the mess that we go through, there is purpose, there can be fruitfulness, there can be life when the light of Christ shines through it. I love the imagery of a dance. Do you? Maybe because I don't know how to dance. We were raised up in, I don't know if any of you know, New Brunswick in Canada, up north, and it was a very conservative part, and dancing was considered kind of sinful, you know, right up there with wearing lipstick and nail polish, you know, right up there with that. But so I always loved it. And I love the whole imagery that Eric and Paula showed about life being a dance with God. In fact, I think that was one of the most precious things to me, to realize that God is not remote. He is as close as a dance partner. And to be conscious of His presence means that we are walking in the light. That's what it means, to be children of the light, to have Him that close to us. But as you have all experienced, there is a dark tempter, the prince of darkness, who wants to come and block the light and interrupt the dance by throwing weights on our shoulders. Have you sensed that at all? Whether it's financial pressures or time pressures or relational pressures. Well, I have good news. There's a verse that we started out with that says this: the people who walked in darkness have seen a great light. It was a promise of the Messiah. And I knew that verse, but then I went on. A couple of verses later, it says this, you're going to love this. It says, He will lift the heavy burdens from their shoulders. And 2 verses later, for unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, and the government will be on His shoulders. Well, if He can take care of the government, folks, can He take care of the cares on our shoulders? I think so. I mean, take just even the financial pressures that we might be facing, even what to shop, where to buy. I don't have enough money. He whispers in our ears as we are in this dance, I will supply all your needs. He can even tell us where to shop, ladies. Pennies? No. Goodwill? Maybe. It's in a dance. We're in a dance with Him. What about the busyness? Busyness is just part of life, isn't it? We're not going to get rid of that but can we make it a dance? His light can energize us. I don't know much about dancing, like I said, but I think there's a fast dance. What are some fast dances? Oh, there you go. A cha-cha-cha. Make it a cha-cha-cha and say, okay, Lord, I'm going to go through this day with your energy. I'm going to do the mundane, illuminated by the light of Christ. When you do your cooking, He can be there in the kitchen with you. You know, you make the cookies, give Him the frustration, you keep the cookies. I saw a woman the other day at the mall, and she was rushing down, and her little 3-year-old said, Mom, can we stop and see Santa? No one was in the line. She said, no, way later. I thought, oh, don't miss the dance. Don't miss the beauty. Let the light of Christ illuminate us as we go through these seasons. What about another thing on this list was expectations. Ever go into a holiday season with some unrealistic expectations? Your meal has to be perfect, the kids have to be perfect, your husband has to be perfect, everything. Well, we're bound to be disappointed. You know, this year was a pretty major year for us. My husband Bill and I, we celebrated our 40th wedding anniversary. Yes. That's a big milestone. And so I decided, let's do something special. And so I went online. We were going to spend a few days in Virginia. So I went online to look for a nice place. And I saw this word in front of accommodation. It said luxury. And I thought, a little luxury is what we deserve. After 40 years, let's go for luxury. But I failed to notice the word after luxury, and it was yurt. See, someone knows what that is. I had no idea what that was, but it's basically a glorified tent. I mean, yeah, it's canvas. It was a round canvas thing, and with the plastic windows. I know. And like a pitched tent on the top that was clear, Well, that wouldn't have been so bad because we said, well, we'll make the best of it, light a candle and we'll scrabble, And so, but that night happened to be the night that Hurricane Irene made her appearance. So in the middle of the night, I woke up with a start where you could see the lightning flashing up through the clear plastic, and my Bill was already awake and fully clothed. He was ready for action. I mean, it was not exactly what we had expected for this holiday. But somehow the Lord turned it around. We certainly made a memory, But if we are in a dance, we don't have to hold on to our plans so tightly. Let Him guide us. Left. I loved how they trusted each other in the dance. Go left, okay. I thought it was going right, but I'll go left. I can handle that. Well, something else that can weigh us down as we go into this season is the word up there, conflict. Many times there's so much stress that we tend to be irritable and people can annoy us, and there can be some great relational tensions, especially in a holiday season. And again, if we can be reminded that we are embraced by the lover of our souls, He can infuse us with His light and His love. We can allow His love to flow through us even to unlovable people, irritable people during the season. That's what it means to be children of the light. Children of the light. How does that happen? Well, Jesus put it this way. He said, I have come into this dark world as a light. And all who put their trust in me, He said, will no longer remain in darkness, but will become children of the light. Isn't that beautiful? We can be children of the light with His light, not just out there remote, but inside our hearts, inside our lives. I'm particularly grateful for that light in my life, especially this year. On March the 2nd, in the middle of the night, for some reason, our bathroom is really close to the stairs, and I came out, and maybe I fainted, I don't know, but I tumbled down a whole set of stairs. And it was pretty traumatic for my husband particularly, because I was unconscious and ended up in the hospital, 22 stitches, fractured nose and cut eye, and bad concussion. I don't know if you've had a concussion. It's the strangest thing where your brain doesn't work well. Maybe you're all used to that. But anyway, the day I came home, I was lying on the couch. I couldn't go up to our bedroom for a while. In the night, I have this little 7 syllables that I make a habit of repeating just to make me aware that Jesus is there with me. Whether I'm shopping or in the kitchen, sometimes I'll say, Jesus, you are here with me. And that night, that went over and over and over in my mind. Jesus, you are here with me. Jesus, you are here with me. Such a sense of His presence. The light was there in the dark place, and He was so real to me. I was looking for some papers to write because this song started coming to me. So the discharge papers were on the ottoman right next to me, and I started scrawling this in the middle of the night. And the second verse, goes like this. When I stumble and fall in the dark of the night, you are here with me. You pick me up and you hold me tight. You are here with me. Actually, is it a song on the CD that the church made, even in the foyer? But his presence was so real to me that night. The light of the world came to be our light in a dark place. And when do lights shine brightest? When it's darkest. And Eric and Paula, when they were in their dance, and that Prince of Darkness came again, the most crushing weight that was placed on Paula's shoulders was the last word on this banner, loss. And some of you are going into this season having suffered a great loss. Can there possibly be light in the middle of that kind of darkness? Well, I can answer that in 2 words tonight. Susie Sanders. A few months ago, she lost her precious little 6-year-old grandson in a car accident. Devastating loss. I'll never forget being there in the hospital in Cleveland as they came out of that room having said goodbye to little Christopher. We all cried and prayed together. As crushing as a loss, and the grieving is still going on, as you can imagine. But one thing is undeniable. Susie is still in the dance. The light of Jesus Christ radiates from her. Now the dance might sometimes be a slow dance. But I know that in a slow dance, your partner holds you even closer. That's when we know the Jesus as our own personal light. He holds us, he carries us through these dark times. So the question is tonight, do you know him in that way? Do you know him as your personal light? It makes all the difference in the world when he comes in to be your personal light. Some people are a little resistant. That's why he came, the light of the world. He came because we were in our dark place. What does it mean to be in the dark? It just means to be separated from him, the absence of light. That's what darkness is. And those who try to go their own way, just in a self-sufficient way, that means to be walking in darkness. John says Jesus came as the light, and people preferred the darkness. Why? Because it exposed what was going on. It exposed the problems in their lives. And some of us are just so comfortable in the darkness, we don't want the light to expose our hearts. But Jesus came all the way from heaven's glory. We sing a song that says this, light of the world, you stepped down into darkness. That's what he did. He pursued us all the way to the cross. The next part of the verse says, I'll never know how much it cost to see my sin, my darkness upon that cross. That's why this time is so precious, that Jesus came from heaven's glory, not just to identify with us, but to take our sin and darkness on himself at the cross. What an amazing gift. What an amazing cost he paid for us. And then, 3 days later, what happened? He arose from that grave, showing once and for all that light conquers darkness. That's worth celebrating. I can even dance to that one. Isn't that the truth? He has come to give us that light. But he doesn't force himself on us, and that's why he stands waiting for our response. So tonight, I don't know if something maybe has registered in your heart and you feel like, I don't know if I know that light in a personal way. I don't know if I know Jesus that personally, to be in a dance with him, but I'd like to. I'm going to pray a short prayer. And if you would like to invite